The last few years has seen a dramatic growth of assets under management in the hedge fund industry. So let's understand who does what in the hedge fund industry and overview of the participants. At the very beginning is of course the asset management company, which is put together by the general partner, contributed capital from the limited partners. They take all the investing decisions after hiring a team of research analysts, quant traders, etc., to decide what is going to be the asset allocation. From the perspective of the environment, the market environment as a whole, the asset management company is responsible for research, analysis, and trading as investment decisions. Some of the largest hedge funds in the country and in the world, in fact, handle almost $1 trillion worth of assets under management. So this is the AMC. The AMC is a pooled fund concept wherein capital is contributed by the limited partners and the general partner, and collectively this pool of capital is invested in different assets across markets, across currencies, whether it's equities, bonds, or other assets. The second type is the fund administrator. This new evolution of segregating the duties of trading and fund administration has resulted into a clear-cut, systematic, operational and regulatory entity that is responsible for administering the fund. So as opposed to fund trading, which the AMC does, the fund administrator is responsible for managing the funds, not trading in them. So they are the caretakers. They are the ones that are responsible for putting into place all activities that are undertaken by the hedge fund in a systematic, organized, and a order-driven manner. The fund administration roles nowadays are largely outsourced to entities in different countries across the world, so that there is a clear segregation of who does front office activities and which entity does the back office and the middle office activities. This is the fund administrator. The third one is the custodian. In some countries, it's also called as a custody banker. The custodian is responsible for handling the funds and the assets under management. So while the asset management company does the trading, the fund administrator and the fund accounting does the recording, the custodian does the handling. What do we mean by handling? They are responsible for every trade getting settled. They are responsible for ensuring all the corporate actions are earned by the asset management company, are received by the AMC, and they also take into consideration that all the settlement sales that take place, deliveries are done as per the deadlines provided by the exchange, and so on and so forth. The custodian banker is now a very important role in the asset management company industry because it manages literally trillions of dollars worth of assets. These could be assets in different countries and different currencies. And what makes it remarkable is that these custodians have to manage it in real time as well. The fourth entity is the registrar, or also called as the transfer agent, or some countries they also call them the registrar and transfer agent, the RTA. This entity is not a representative of the hedge fund as much as it's a representative of the company on whose account the equities are issued. The RTA is responsible for transferring of instruments from the seller's ownership to the buyer's ownership. Okay, so when all the transfers that have to take place have to be done by the RTA, or the transfer agent. The transfer agent is also responsible for calculation of all corporate actions per investor. Okay, and they're responsible for distribution of entitlements of corporate actions from the RTA to the investor. So in the case of large hedge funds, they appoint their own RTA, which is responsible for managing the asset allocations, etc., for their limited partners. The fifth entity is the prime broker. The prime broker is an exclusive broker in the sense that it deals only in wholesale banking or in large volume trading. The prime broker is responsible for handling large volume transactions. In India, we have two types of large volume transactions. One is block trades, one is bulk deals. Both of them vary in terms of how much company's stock is getting exchanged from the seller to the buyer. Such kind of large volume transactions is handled by the prime broker, whereas most retail investors use the brokers or the executing broker business. The prime broker largely deals with large volume transactions. Oh my God, that's such a large deal. from the hedge funds, the mutual funds, and any other kind of pension funds or pooled funds concept. So they're responsible for executing, they have expertise in executing large volume trades on exchanges as well as in OTC markets. This is an overview of some of the entities who are responsible for the fund performance and execution.